Rainy days don't seem so wet. Stormy nights don't stay. From the moment that we met, you were worth the wait. Oh, this could be the best thing that I'll ever know. Best thing that I'll ever know.
Hello, welcome in. Well, it is Thursday, April sorry, thought I heard child. April 24th at 6:02 p.m. In the words of Clutch Them Pearls Justin, you could be anywhere on YouTube that you wanted to be, and you choose to be here. Please hit that thumbs up on your way in. I appreciate you being here. You make me smile by being here. Okay. But today, I'm still pricing items for the yard sale Saturday. I've got everything from here at home priced. I still have stuff out in my husband's wood shop garage that I brought in out of my storage unit that I've got to price, and I got to wash down the shelves and things in there and get them ready to go. And tomorrow night I got to load the truck up. Hope it doesn't rain overnight. And Saturday morning at 5 a.m. I got to head over to El Dorado so that I can set up. So, because we have to be set up by 8 o'clock. It's at 405 Main Street in El Dorado, Kansas, from 8 to 3. And can you see those two totes? There's 4 more in my hallway and 2 more out in my shed. So we're going to have stuff to sell, and nothing I'm selling is over $15. There's that. And there's only 3 or 4 items that are even marked at $15. Everything else is $1, $2. Some of them's $5. A few of them are $10. But most of it's $1, 50 cents, $1, and $2. So, okay, let's put up our fair use copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act. Fair use for the purposes of criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Exactly. So, with that being said, the title of today's video is, Hey, Chris Proudfoot, do you want Sebastian Rogers found? Has anybody noticed that it doesn't really seem like Chris Proudfoot wants Sebastian to be found? I mean, he threatens people. He interrupts people who are talking on panel. Let me show you some, for instance. Okay. I was looking back over some older videos because I was watching an episode of Deception Detective yesterday while I was pricing items last night. And he out and out admits he thinks that Chris and Katie Proudfoot know where Sebastian is. He'll out and out say it. He has nothing to hold back. And to be honest, I don't think whether you feel Chris and Katie are guilty, whether you support Seth, whether you support Chris and Katie, it doesn't matter to me who you support. I don't think content creators should be able to tell you that if you out and out state that you believe one parent or the other is guilty, that means you can't be on the green team. I think that's out and out wrong. I just think it is. Or if they say that you don't, if any content creator says that you don't agree with Chris and Katie, you can't be on the blue side. That's wrong. Nobody should be able to tell us as human beings who to support, who to back. They're riding bikes. They're having fun. That's the sound of happy children outside playing, something that's very unheard at this day and age. But it seems like the neighborhood that we moved into that didn't have but 2 children, little children when we moved in, now seems to be all little children. I don't know why. It just works out that way. Well, there's rental houses at the end of the cul-de-sac. These are all owned homes. These 5 homes up here are all owned, and the ones at the end are rental homes. And the people over here have a smaller child. She's 7 or 8 years old, and the people over here have a 5 or 6-year-old and a younger newborn. Like, not newborn. She might be a year old, almost 2. And then people down at the end have children. So, that being said, being a mother, I always feel like I have to listen for children. The people that live over here, their kids are my son's age. So, and we speak across the fence. They're not best friends or anything because they didn't get to grow up together. But okay, so back to Sebastian. Let's go to Web Sleuth. Oh, I gotta put some music on. They're playing. They're having fun. Is that too loud? All right. This is Web Sleuth, and this was from 11 months ago. It says, welcome the private investigators for the missing Sebastian Rogers. If they keep yelling, I may have to close the window. But happy children are a blessing. You can't get mad over happy children. Okay, Chris is trying to talk to, I believe it's Chloe here, and he interrupts. Let's listen.
I'm sorry, what?
There's somebody backstage.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Coming.
And we ask everybody to be respectful to the host and the guests on our show.
No crappy comments, please, okay?
Right.
No
this
crappy.
is about a missing child.
Right.
And that's all that matters.
And we will always be polite to our guests.
Okay, this is Trisha. I think is her name. I'm sorry, I don't watch Web Sleuth. I'm sorry. But I think her name's Trisha, and this is her, one of her moderators. I can't remember what her name was. And this is Chloe. She's one of the PIs that started out at the beginning of the case. She was working with Seth, with Heather. Chloe and Heather were working with Seth, and now Chloe and Heather are on the blue team, not the green team. So it's just they flip flopped. So let's listen.
Okay, so who do we have here? Who do we have here? I've put you on the platform.
You have me, Chris.
Hi, Chris Proudfoot.
Hello.
I really appreciate you coming here. I'm going to change the banner really quickly so everybody knows it's you. But I don't know how long you've been listening.
Long enough.
Okay, you sound angry. Talk to me.
Oh,
What?
Very.
Talk to me. We don't want to get you. The last thing we want to do, Chris, is cause problems between you and Seth. I swear to God.
Well,
So
I understand that, but let me help you with something.
Okay.
Okay, a lot of the information that I've been listening to on your show, coming from Chloe, the questions that are coming through people, it's very sickening and disgusting, to be personally honest with you.
Okay.
Do you hear? Right in the beginning, he walks in and he tells Miss Web Sleuth that what he's hearing from YouTube is sickening and disgusting. She's not responsible for all of YouTube. That's just my opinion. She's not. Whoever's in the chat, please hit the thumbs up to let the algorithms go out so other people can see. And Chris Proudfoot, let me give you my email address. Here it is, right here, Chris Proudfoot. If you'd like to come up on my panel, email me. I'll be able. I've got 2 phones right here. Pull up my email. Email me, and I will email you my phone number. You can call me, and I'll bring the microphone down, and I'll let you talk right there on my panel. I don't know how to send out a link for people to come up on panel. But I'm sure I've got an invite button. I don't know if that works or not, but I can try it. So if you have something to say about what I'm talking, Mr. Chris Proudfoot, I would appreciate you coming on and saying it to my ears. All right, let's listen to this very rude and very vulgar man.
Let's talk about it.
Oh yeah, trigger warning. He's got foul language.
So let me go ahead and address a few things and help y'all out.
Okay.
Because Chloe, you're the PI. I haven't had a chance to talk to you. You haven't even called me. You ain't done anything, first off.
Heather has
Heather
been
is the only one. Heather is the only one who has reached out to me or to my wife.
I
So for you
actually
to
reached
sit on this
out to
show
you
and sit here
a month
and
or
give
so ago.
information that you have, that you don't have all the answers to, is a problem.
You see what I'm saying? He won't even let her talk. She actually has reached out to him. And she'll explain that. Maybe I'll let her explain that later. But she did reach out to him, and he told her that if she wanted to talk to him, it had to be in public forum. And then when she reached out on the book face, he wouldn't respond to her. He says she hasn't reached out to him. So that's his way.
Okay, well, Chris, help us understand, because I know Chloe. And Chloe wants to help. And the last thing Chloe would do is want to put out misinformation. And the problem is...
Okay, I understand that. So let me just smash something real quick.
Okay.
Okay, first and foremost, anything that goes on between me and my wife is not a damn bit of anybody's personal business. I don't care what you think. I don't care what y'all got to say. That'd be like me splashing all your business out to the world.
Okay.
It does not matter what goes on in my house. We're looking for my son.
Okay. So that's his point. He thinks that we're all trying to look into his background, and we're not. It doesn't matter to me what they do behind closed doors. What matters to me personally, and I think I might be able to speak for a lot of us out here, whether you're green or blue, it matters where Sebastian's at. That's what matters. I'm looking for another timestamp. Okay. Now, in this clip, I don't know who this is. I think it, his name slips my mind. Truth? Is it something Truth? Okay. I don't know. I don't watch his channel. But right here in this clip I'm fixing to play. Hello to the fourth person in chat. Please, everybody, hit the thumbs up. You can say hi if you want. I don't bite. You can email me if you want to call in. I'll give you my phone number, and I'll let you call me. I think the clip I'm fixing to play explains exactly where we became sides. Where did we become the green team and the bluebirds? I think I know. Right here. I'll show you.
I got it.
Thank you.
Have you guys
Eric?
seen the dog scent track? That because you actually showed it to me, right? Remember on the map, Chris? I don't know if you're interested in.
Is that Elevated Truth? I think I just remembered his name. I don't know if that's Elevated Truth or if that's Josh from the lab. Can't tell him what for. I don't know either one of them well enough.
It was kind of an interesting route up a street.
Well, and are you referring to the like day 1 through 4 dog tracks? Because some of those are maybe
well, he
not
had like a dog scent outside the front door and
Yeah.
sort of around by where the fixed light was on the flashlight, and then north, and then around to like a retention pond, something like that. Just short of it.
Stacy, I believe Seth is here.
Yeah, I got it.
Seth, I am so
Okay. This over here, Stacy. There's something wrong with Trisha's computer and she can't bring people onto the panel. So Stacy's having to do it for her.
glad that you are here, my dear. Thank you very much. Seth, what would you like to say now?
I got a few questions to ask Chris.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
You can, yes, he can hear you.
Hey, Chris.
I'm so tired.
So I think that you texted me the other day about something I'd already sent Katie an email.
Say it. All right, say it one more time. All I heard was something about an email sent.
Why did you text me about an email I sent on Monday to Katie?
Because I didn't see the information in what you're referring to as Tony Mathis's phone number. I didn't see it. So that's why I asked for it.
So he's so jealous of Seth that if Seth sends Katie something that has to regard their son, Chris Proudfoot has to know about it? Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. My husband's ex-wives are free to call him about his daughters, and I don't have to know about the conversation. My husband tells me about them of his own free choice. But if he didn't, I'd never know. And it wouldn't bother me because they have a common denominator, children. My husband and his first wife have 2 children. My husband and his second wife, they don't even know who each other are. That is long gone. My husband and his third wife, well, she called him the other day because 3 years after his mother passed away, she found out that his mother passed away. So she called him a couple months ago. But other than that, they don't talk anymore. Him and his third wife have no reason to talk. She gave his condolences and that was it. She's remarried, he's remarried, they're both happy. Yay! My first husband and I, we're communication friends on Facebook only. I'm also in communications with his second wife on Facebook. We share a common denominator, my oldest son. My second husband is dead. Left me a widow with 3 small children. My third husband lives somewhere in Arkansas. I don't even know exactly where. I know about where, but I don't know exactly where. And I don't care. I don't have any contact with him. My husband and I have known each other since we were 7 years old. We have a trust for one another. I don't need to know his every move. I know I'm going to hear from him before I go to bed tonight, so that I know he's safe to make it to bed for another night. He knows that my son and I are safe to make it to bed another night. I did my job and kept our child alive for another day. I did my job. I don't care. I mean, I care. Don't get me wrong. I love my husband. He loves me. But it doesn't matter. My husband knows that I will not talk to another man and build a friendship with another man that he doesn't know if it is not work related. And I consider being here on my YouTube panel work related. If I talk to Chris Proudfoot, I'm right here out in the open public. You are my public. He's welcome to watch I hope my husband's watching my channel right now, but he's driving down the interstate, so that's kind of hard to do. So, yeah. It's just that way. So, Chris Proudfoot, why are you so jealous of Katie and Seth talking to each other? They have a child together.
I mean, come on, Chris. If we're going to work together, more than a week communication between the people that I'm sending stuff to you and Katie.
Okay, so hear me out. I told you.
Okay.
I told
Let's
you
not come
Seth,
into
when we will work together.
All right.
I explained to you I'm willing to work with you. You asked me some questions in regard to this dog handler. You asked me questions in regards to going on a social media platform. You've asked me questions about hiring a PR person that will speak for all of us and keep everybody off of these platforms. That's what you asked. Now, if you think I'm not going to do my homework and dig into people and find out who they are first, you're crazy. Because I would expect you to do the exact same thing if I gave you a name.
I don't know what's going on, but did that solve it? I hope.
Oh,
Seth?
Seth gone? It looks like he's
Uh-oh. I think, wait, is this Seth? Did Seth jump off? Let's see. We've got me, Stacy.
Yeah. How about I'll get off the panel. I'm sure that'll make a lot of people in the chat happy. But I just wanted
stop it.
I just wanted to say that, you know, I understand what I've seen from the beginning is that there was sides chosen. Now I know you're saying because of this and because of that, but it was Seth good, Proudfoot's bad, and everybody has been in those camps.
Okay, that's what I was talking about. The sides were chosen because Chris Proudfoot, this white dot over here, is refused to even entertain the idea of Tony Mathis being spokesperson for the entire family. And Seth is going to call in just a second, and I'm going to let it play a little longer because Seth is going to call in and they're going to discuss this.
And they never really got a chance to breathe, and that's probably why Katie went to be with him, because she probably was scared to stay at home by herself, given these lunatics like JLR and et cetera running around, chanting and screaming. It's insane.
Oh, I agree. It's horrible.
That's what I think. Yeah.
Whoever this person is, I'm sorry, whether it's Josh the Lab or Deception Detective, or no, it's not Deception Detective, Elevated Truth, or whoever this guy is. I don't know who he is, and I'm sorry. But he's sitting here making excuses for Katie. Katie feels like she's being attacked, so that she had to go run off with Chris. She couldn't stay home in case her son comes home. What?
So
it should not be that way.
That's just kind of where I'm coming from. I appreciate communicating with him. We've had nothing but good conversations, and that's it. I mean, that's all I can do. And I've never seen anything that made me go, God, ooh, that's, it's weird. I mean, I don't know. I watched the same things you guys have. But anyways, yeah, see you later, guys out there.
Okay. See ya.
Take care, Gray.
Bye, Gray.
Does anybody know where Seth went?
I'm working on it.
Okay, thanks.
I do know. I think up in his area, he doesn't have like the greatest signal, because a lot of times when we talk, his phone, he will drop.
Do you want to ask him if he wants to call me rather than go on the internet? Just call me on the phone, and I can put him on, and it'll be a really, really strong signal. I mean, it'll sound really good.
Well, I think it's just like his cell signal up there is not the greatest.
Oh, it's his cell. Okay.
Yeah.
But if he wants to,
I mean, if he's on his cell phone, let me.
Heather, if you want to give him my number, and Chloe has it, feel free, and he can. If it's better for him to call me rather than to jump online,
I'm texting him.
Okay, we can do that. So, hey guys, I don't want to talk about other creators in chat, so let's not do that. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Agree.
I'm not watching the chat.
Let's just. I mean, I don't want to give them any.
Right. So let's get to our next question.
Okay. Next question. Let me take a look at my notes. Yeah, because I just wrote some things down. Have you had? And I may have asked this and I forgot, Chris. My mind is sometimes mush. Have you had search dogs inside the house and outside?
Yes, Mama had. Yes, I sure have.
And what did the dogs hit outside?
So, as you know, if anybody has followed Mr. Gray's, what he was talking about, the dog and the trail and the scent and the overlay on the picture. So, there anywhere from 13 to 18 different dogs have been involved in this search.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on day one, there was 5 dogs. 5. There's an audio dispatch tape that's been released. I don't know who released it. Whatever, I don't have it, but you'd have to dig it and find it. In that audio tape, you actually hear that the deputy sheriff does state that the dog hints toward a scent and takes over off to the retention pond and the construction site next door.
Okay.
Now, other dogs did the exact same thing. Now, am I going to say every single dog? No, but I do know of at least 3 dogs that went on the same scent trail, same path. The rest of the dogs, I'm not going to tell you that they are 100% honest and perfect and accurate, because honestly, dogs are only probably 25% reliable when it comes to a scent.
Okay.
Now, 8 days, I've had dogs in my house the first 8 days. In my house, outside my house, around my house, around the neighborhood. So, yeah.
So they've been there and yeah, so they did, you're saying they did hit and they all went to that pond.
No, I
No?
didn't say all that. I just told you I've had 13 to 18 dogs in my house and around my house.
Mm-hmm.
I told you 3 different dogs hit on the same path that go to that retention pond.
Right.
I'm
That's
not going to say to every other dog.
Not every dog, but some dogs hit. Okay.
Right. So, but I want this to be crystal clear.
Okay.
So when people say every dog, that is not the case. 3 dogs went on the same path.
Okay.
That is all that we have on that. The rest of these dogs go in
Less
different
than
directions,
1/5 of the
but
dogs.
it's all unreliable.
Understood. We do have a question from Michelle. Chris, was Ellie able to go in and search the cave they said had collapsed about 10 feet in? I haven't heard this.
Okay, so Ken Widener is the EMA director for Sumner County. They called in all kinds of stuff, got layouts of where these caves were. I don't believe, and I'm not telling you by the gospel, I don't believe they were able to get into certain caves because they were not safe to enter. The one that she is referring to that collapsed, honestly, we know that the one collapsed, but we don't believe they had anything to it.
Got it. Okay. Let's see here. Let me get my notes. I was taking notes while we were talking. Let's see here. Hold on. So people have been asking, and this I don't mean to sound insulting, but people are asking, are you searching? Are you putting up flyers? That's what they're asking. Okay.
Yes, and here's why they're asking that question. No, you're not going to find pictures of us out there doing this because it's real simple. We, all 3 parents, initially were told in the beginning not to go out and search, that we needed to be available to talk to law enforcement.
Right.
Yeah.
Seth has been out there searching and doing his thing. He's had a bunch of people following him. Whether or not he chose that or these people decided to do it on their own accord, that's not for me to say. But Katie and I, are not going to have some big, massive search party following us around with a bunch of people that are already threatened death threats, by the way, to us. You know, I'm not doing that. If you were in my shoes, you'd do the same thing. You listen to law enforcement. You do what they tell you to do. Yes, we're out there putting up signs. Yes, we're out there putting up flyers. Yes, we are searching.
Chris, I'm sorry. Did you just say you guys are getting death threats?
Yes, we've been getting death threats. And they have been reported to the TBI. Everything gets forwarded, screenshot, and sent straight to them.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, everyone. I have Seth on my phone, on my JBL speaker. Seth, I want to give you a chance to talk uninterrupted. So please, go ahead.
All right. Mainly, Chris, the communication needs to be a little bit more prompt. If I send you an email on Monday and Tuesday, I'm not willing to wait a week to get a response back. I mean, that's unacceptable when we're trying to find somebody.
I understand what you're saying.
I can agree with that. I think that's reasonable.
I respect that. But when it comes to you asking people to come into my house on my property, who I don't know Adam from Eve, and I really don't care what certification, who can vouch for these people, I don't care. I'm going to do exactly what I have always been doing. You send that to me.
Okay,
We're going to
well,
review it, and then we're going to send it to
I'm
law
going to interrupt you,
enforcement.
Chris.
Let law enforcement go that route,
The
and then when law
spokesperson
enforcement comes,
to be for us doesn't
Hold on.
need to be on your property.
Hold
see,
on,
this
Chris.
is
Chris, hold on one second. Hold on. Seth, what did you say?
I said the person to be our spokesman to speak for all three of us doesn't need to be on your property.
Okay,
But
Chris.
yeah,
You're
you
correct.
haven't
You are
spoken
very correct.
to him.
I have spoken to him,
When?
and I'm going to make this public. I am back working, and I have work hours. I also have to sleep, and unfortunately, I'm on the opposite schedule of you. So respect that. I will do what I
When did
can
you speak
as
with
I
him,
can
Chris?
when I can.
I'm sorry, Seth, go ahead.
When did you speak with him, Chris?
What has that got to do with finding Sebastian?
If he's going to be our spokesperson, I was just asking when you spoke with him.
I haven't come up with an answer yet. We've spoke with him. We told him we'll get back with him after we've done some consideration and talking with law enforcement. We'll get back to him, and we'll let him know our decision.
So, I think
I know you're on board with that. I do. I mean, I know you're 1,000% on board with Mr. Mathis. I got that. I'm not taking that away from you.
so, Chris, I understand like every marriage is different and husband-wife aspect. You seem very protective of Katie and her having conversations with or without you. But like I said before you came on, I do believe that Katie is the one who, and I'm not saying it's because she knows what happened to Sebastian, but she was the last person that was with him. And so she does hold.
I have no emails from Mr. Proudfoot. I was just looking through my emails to see if Mr. Proudfoot had messaged me wanting to come up on panel. Okay, so now that's all I have to say from there. Next, we're going to go to the next day because Trisha had something else to say about this. That I felt like it was really relevant. This is from the next night. It says thoughts on last night's interview with Chris Proudfoot, Seth Rogers, and PIs Chloe and Heather. So this is Trisha, and this is what'd she say her name was? Stephanie? I don't know. I'm sorry.
So, but here's the thing. What I want to talk about tonight was you can't insult the people that you are asking to help you find your child. And I know if Chris Proudfoot was here, he would fight me tooth and nail about that because he's right. And he's been insulted, and he has a right to come on here and scream and yell and be rude and insult people. Broken.
That's exactly what I was saying. She's got such elegant way.
Dad, and I haven't seen him insult huge groups of people that are trying to help find his son. That's what I'm saying. There is the difference, okay? Chat didn't instigate anything. All chat did was at times interrupt what we were trying to do. But because we had professionals on here, we kept it on target as best we could. So, hold on one second. Let's see here.
Okay, that's my point from Web Sleuth. And then days ago. On bed crime stories. Chris Proudfoot, I don't know who the lady is that does bed crime stories. But she was apparently following Queen Bee and her YouTube channel. And it says Chris Proudfoot turned up on Queen Bee the other night and issued what sounds to me like a threat to Chris of Mob Crew. Now, this is just a YouTube short. So I'm going to come in at 1 minute and 5 seconds into a 3 minute and 7 second short. Let me pull it up on screen. And thank you, Bed Crime Stories, for sharing this as a short. The link is in my description below.
You know what? I even went in and told Mob Crew that when he was sitting there talking all that, there was a whole bunch of shit he was saying. I can't remember what all he said, but I went in there. I said, well, if you really want to know that bad, why don't you go in there? Why don't you go ask him? He's got no problem speaking to you.
Well, I got Mob Crew a better one. You want to look at your videos very carefully and you want to get them done correctly? Get off your damn computer and bring your ass down here and come find me. And I'll walk with you on every part of this road and walk with you on every part of your video. I got no problem with it. But when you sit behind a damn keyboard and you do the shit that you're doing, you play with fire, you're liable to get burned. You might want to reconsider some of the things he's doing right now, because he potentially may have a bigger issue down the road.
And there was the threat. Mr. Proudfoot. Really? A national, worldwide platforms? On YouTube, of all places? Social media? That's bigger than ABC News. Jeez Louise, mister. Where's your brain?
Yeah, I can't lie. I was pretty shocked about that Texas Roadhouse footage being on there. Members only and Patreon and shit like that. I don't know if you guys know who Zav Girl is, but Zav Girl was she put Gannon Stouck's autopsy photos on her Patreon and was selling them via Patreon.
My question is to him, because I want to know, as he spoke to Seth, is Seth okay with somebody selling videos of his son and making a profit on it?
Okay, that's not happening.
There's a good question. Maybe he should talk to Seth.
The Mob Crew's not selling anything that has to do with Sebastian Rogers. You're not supposed to play. Because this is Shay's safe place, where we're fixing to go next. And she's going to talk about what Deception Detective has to say, because he explains it all. That Chris wants help until offers are on the table. Then he wants to threaten you. It's just that simple. Let's go into, let me pull it up here so you can see it as it happened. Not really, because it happened. When did this happen? 12 hours ago. So, pretty close to as it happened. And I do believe that's Miss Katie Proudfoot right there in all her glory. Thank you to Shay's Safe Place. The link is in the description.
And everything, but I mean, if people want to be dumb enough to try to go real life, let's bring people back to the table, and let's exercise every possibility of enhancing this video, looking at whatever, and tackling what it is to get an answer.
It sounds like Chris wants all the help he can get analyzing that video, but his actions say otherwise. As I said in the intro, the Proudfoots say they want help, but when someone actually helps them, it's a different story. The best known example of this, of course, is Dog the Bounty Hunter, who volunteered his services, but has only been met with resistance from the Proudfoots. But when it comes to the video, there actually is someone on YouTube who's been breaking down all the videos related to this case in great detail. And that is YouTuber Mob Crew. And just like Dog the Bounty Hunter and everyone else who's been working for free to try to figure out what happened to Sebastian, Chris isn't very grateful. In fact, here's the thanks Mob Crew got from Chris on a live stream not long ago.
You know what? I even went in and told Mob Crew that when he was sitting there talking all that, there was a whole bunch of shit he was saying. I can't remember what all he said, but I went in there and said, well, if you really want to know that bad, why don't you go in there? Why don't you go ask him? He's got no problem speaking.
Fair use, I have to stop. I could have skipped Shay's Safe Place. My goodness. Or I'm sorry, I could have skipped bed crime stories. But then I wouldn't have been able to promote her channel because she seems to have a pretty good channel. I don't know. I don't watch it. I just saw the clip today. And I don't watch any of these content creators except Deception Detective. I do watch some of his stuff. But there's the thread I was telling you about.
Yeah. Well, I got Mob Crew a better one. You want to look at your videos very carefully. You want to get them done correctly. Get off your damn computer and bring your ass down here and come find me. And I'll walk with you on every part of this road and walk with you on every part of your video.
Oh,
no
really?
problem with it. But when you sit behind the damn keyboard and you do the shit that you're doing, you play with fire, you're liable to get burned.
Well,
you might want to reconsider some of the things he's doing right now, because he potentially may have a bigger issue down the road.
Really?
Oh, thanks, huh? And the way that the Proudfoots ask for help, but then refuse it when they actually get it, is part of a bigger sign of a hoax, and that is contradictions. In other words, when you're telling the truth, everything adds up and makes sense because you want help, so you're cooperating when you get it. But if you're pretending, you know you need to ask for help. But when someone comes along who can actually figure out the truth, it's not in your interest to cooperate. And therein lies the contradiction. But as we listen on, you'll see that there's plenty of smaller contradictions in their story too.
Let's bring people back to the table, and let's exercise every possibility of enhancing this video, looking at whatever, and tackling what it is to get an answer.
Well, that's all Mob Crew's been doing is tracking
This is your
videos.
chance to respond, to speak out, to speak your mind, whatever it is that you want to say. But you know, no matter what the story is, there are always people who will point a finger.
Now this is the Christmas or Sebastian's birthday video where she's talking there, and yeah, let's go on a little bit further.
What do you want to say to anyone out there who wants to say that one of you could have something to do with Sebastian's disappearance?
I would say to pause and to think, and I would say to consider the sources of information.
Okay, Katie, I'm going to take your words for it. The people on the blue side want to attack all of us green team people who are actually looking for the truth. So if we're going to consider the source, we're going to consider all the lies coming from the green side. No, the blue side, I'm sorry. Colorblind. from the beautiful bluebirds. Nothing but lies. And that's what you and Chris Proudfoot want us to believe, are the lies that come from the beautiful bluebirds. The green team is looking for Sebastian. We are looking for the truth. That's the source we follow. The source that leads to the truth. Not the beautiful bluebirds that are trying to fill us full of hockey wash like you and Chris are.
And try to make sure that you're getting legitimate information. Avoid the rumors. And I would say that everyone should pause and remember why we all came together in the first place. And that is because Sebastian's missing, and because I'd like to believe that we all want to find him. And
what do you think people's been doing, Katie?
My personal opinion is that the most important thing still remains that Sebastian needs to be found, and Sebastian needs to come home. And I would just say thank you to everyone and anyone that is a part of that.
Well, Katie, you're welcome. Remember, she was answering a question about people like me, people who say that she has something to do with Sebastian's disappearance. But besides thanking me, I also like the fact that she didn't say I'm wrong, or that I'm lying, or I'm mistaken, nor did she say that she and Chris are innocent, or even that they didn't have anything to do with Sebastian's disappearance, which I would have expected her to say if that were the case. Typically, when people are falsely accused of something, they say that their accusers are wrong or they're mistaken. But if you're actually guilty, saying that might not even occur to you in the first place. In the intro, Katie speaks about Sebastian as if he's already dead, as if the best we can do is keep his memory alive. Even when she was addressing Sebastian directly, at the interviewer's prompting, by the way, she was speaking in platitudes. Hang in there. We love you. Rather than giving urgent, concrete advice, just in case he literally is watching. Like, Sebastian, if you're watching this, call 911. Mommy and Daddy are looking for you. Or, Sebastian, if you're out there, we're sorry if we did anything that made you run away. Well, we forgive you for everything. We'll make it up to you. Just please come back home. In fact, when Katie was talking about hanging up posters, she wasn't even asking other people to hang up posters. She seemed more concerned about telling us that she and Chris are out there hanging up posters. In other words, she was more concerned about communicating to us that they're actively looking for him, rather than actually soliciting help from other people to find him.
Well, seems like when you go in their neighborhood to hang up posters, you get harassed and took to court, in my opinion.
Which might even be an example of over-persuasion.
It's a perfect place to put a picture of Katie smiling.
And feels the need to prove something that usually just goes unsaid.
The credit goes to Deception Detective for this video. He is a statement analysis. Check him out. He's done a whole analysis of this interview.
So, thank you, Shay Safe Place, for sharing that piece of video from Deception Detective. And thank you, Deception Detective, for saying the things that a lot of us would like to say, but some of us are afraid Chris Proudfoot would try to sue us. I personally am not afraid of Chris Proudfoot suing me, because I don't think Chris Proudfoot knows I exist. I tried to say hi to Seth and stuff in other chats, and I don't know that Seth actually reads chat, because he doesn't actually, he answers the commentator or the host, but he doesn't talk to other people in chat that often. So, but I'm 100% Sebastian strong, and I will find Sebastian. I will do everything I can to help what little bit I can help to try to find Sebastian. I appreciate all of y'all being here. I wasn't planning to be here tonight. I was planning to head to Arkansas to pick up my moderator, Amanda Panda. But we have had weather coming in, and she didn't want me driving 10 hours in stormy weather. It's about 5 hours down there, 5 hours back. I said, you know how to drive. You know, my husband even said, throw her the keys and tell her to drive. You know, but then she mentioned that her husband would maybe bring her up tomorrow, and they're supposed to have weather tomorrow too or something. I don't know what's happening, but if I see her tomorrow, I see her. If I don't, I hope she stays safe where she's at. So, because I love the heck out of that girl. She's my moderator. She's one of my very, 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 very best friends. And couldn't live my life without her. Couldn't imagine it. So, do something nice for someone, even if the reason they smile today, because you make me smile by being here. I'll see you tomorrow and get well.